Hey everyone! Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the community for more real-life stories that hit hard. It was a quiet Friday night, one I had imagined as a perfect chance for laughter, teasing, and the playful back-and-forth Daniel and I usually shared. We had just returned from a casual dinner with friends, the city lights outside spilling soft reflections across our living room. I poured 2 glasses of wine, settled onto the sofa, and decided to make a joke, a little playful jab about how Daniel seemed more in love with his work than with me. I expected the usual reaction, a chuckle, a roll of his eyes, maybe a gentle nudge, the easy, familiar rhythm we had. But the moment the words left my lips, something shifted. The air felt heavier, tense in a way I hadn't anticipated. The warmth I counted on from our banter vanished. Daniel froze. His expression tightened, and my stomach dropped. The warmth and humor I relied on were gone, replaced by something distant, unreadable, and terrifyingly still. What do you mean by that? His voice was calm, almost eerily so, yet there was an edge I couldn't ignore. I laughed nervously, brushing it off, insisting it was only a joke. Even as I spoke, a sinking realization hit me. I had crossed a line I didn't fully understand. His eyes, usually bright and expressive, were fixed on me, unblinking, sharp. The room, silent as it was, felt smaller, walls closing in. Panic surged. I stumbled over my words, tried to explain that I hadn't meant to hurt him, that it was all in fun. But Daniel didn't soften, didn't reach for me, didn't return the warmth I expected. Slowly, deliberately, he rose from the sofa, every step measured, carrying a quiet authority. "I think I need some air," he said, his voice low, steady, resolute. My heart sank. This wasn't a fleeting irritation. This was a turning point I couldn't laugh off or apologize away. I followed, desperation rising, words tumbling out in a frantic rush. "Daniel, wait, please. It was just a joke. I didn't mean it like that." He didn't respond. He didn't even look back. The soft click of the front door felt like a punctuation mark on everything I had taken for granted. Memories of our life together, laughter, quiet nights, promises of forever rushed through my mind. And suddenly, all of it hung on the edge of a precipice, ready to fall away. At the door, he turned slowly. Sadness was etched in his eyes, mixed with a terrifying calm. "I can't do this anymore," he said simply. No yelling, no dramatic gestures, just quiet, unshakable finality that shattered me from within. I reached for him, tried to grab his hand, to pull him back, but he didn't move closer. Every word, every step, was deliberate. He had made his choice, and nothing I said could alter it. Tears spilled freely, blurring my vision as the door closed behind him, the sound echoing through the apartment like a gunshot. I sank to the floor, wine untouched, the warmth of our home replaced by cold, suffocating silence. For a long while, I couldn't move. The reality of what my careless words had done, the joke that had destroyed everything I loved, was almost unbearable. In the days that followed, the emptiness was suffocating. Friends who had been at dinner called, confused, concerned, unable to understand how one night had changed everything. Their voices, once comforting, now sounded distant and judgmental. I tried to explain, but even I couldn't fully grasp how a small, thoughtless joke could create such an irreparable rift. Every corner of the apartment reminded me of his absence. The laughter, the love, the warmth, all replaced by a haunting void. I replayed the evening endlessly, analyzing my words, tone, and every inflection, desperate to pinpoint the exact moment it all went wrong. But there was no single moment, no one act to blame entirely. It was a cumulative storm of carelessness, miscommunication, and tension I hadn't noticed. The realization crushed me. What I thought was harmless play had become the weapon that shattered our life together. Weeks stretched into months. Daniel never returned. Friends and family, though sympathetic, whispered behind my back, stunned that a marriage could unravel over something seemingly small. I only nodded, silently aware they would never understand the depth of what had been lost. The heartbreak was mine alone, a constant reminder that a single moment can alter the course of a lifetime. That night taught me the hardest lesson imaginable. Words have weight. Humor can bring joy, but it can also destroy, leaving devastation no apology can fix. I had thought I was light-hearted, playful, harmless, but my words shattered trust, love, and a life I had taken for granted. Daniel's quiet, decisive departure left me alone, heartbroken, facing a future without the person I thought would always be by my side. And every time I replay that night in my mind, one truth remains undeniable. Some jokes are far too costly, and some mistakes are impossible to undo.